Hi guys, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have something super fun to share with everybody. I was recently watching a video from my friend Sherry, who's Turquoise Dreaming here on YouTube. She was doing this, I don't know if it was like a magazine prompt or a magazine challenge or something, where she used an actual magazine to make a journal. But the way the magazine came out, it was really tall, like from top to bottom, and then real thin. So, of course, my wheels started turning, and I wanted to make something like that too, but in like a junk journal form that I normally would make. So basically, I wanted a junk journal, but I just wanted it tall and skinny. So, this is what I came up with. I'll just turn it sideways so you can kind of see. It's really tall and really skinny. I believe, if I remember correctly, the measurements is 10 1/4 by 4 1/4. So the pages are actually a little bit smaller. The pages are, well, pretty much, actually, I think they are 10 by 4, the pages. So as you can see, I mean, the cover is just a tad bit longer. And then on the front, oh, actually, let me just tell you about this material. This is a vintage fabric that I got when I went to the Brimfield Antique Flea Market. So let me just take this off so we can see the cover. I wanted it very simple. I'm really loving simple covers lately. I don't know why. So I try to make this one kind of the same. So I just used some burlap ribbon. I cut out one of these words, and these are from TLC Creates Vintage. It's a whole sheet of like word, I forget what they're called, word cards or word vocabulary cards maybe, I don't remember. But it was all about like kind of flowers. So I thought it would be perfect with this because obviously you see it's flowers and there's some flowery pages on the inside. So I called this, well, actually, I called this the tall skinny, but it's blossom. And then I have, if you can see here, these are some of those little plastic flowers that I found at the flea market a couple weekends back. So I put those on just to kind of dress it up a little bit. So hopefully I can stay in frame the whole time because it's so tall. So inside cover, this is just some scrapbooking paper that I don't remember what pad it came out of. So, sorry about that. And then I used a lot of different ephemera in here. I used ephemera from Elsie Bell's bookshelf. I used ephemera from GT Designs. And I might have used some other ephemera, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So if I come to it and I remember, I will let you know. So the first page has a pocket down here, which I layered just some vintage music paper and then another one of those cards over it, and I ran some trim on the bottom. And inside, these are one of the postcards from Elsie Bell's bookshelf. And this, and I know this sounds awful, but this ephemera, and there's some more pieces of ephemera that I can't remember if they are from GT Designs or Elsie Bell's bookshelf, because I bought some ephemera from both of them the same day at the same time, and I kind of got them mixed up a little bit, but it's one or the other. And I printed it on a little bit of cardstock, and then on the back it's blank, so it has lots of space for journaling. And then we have some of the vintage music paper. Here's some of the scrapbooking paper, and it is coffee dyed. And then I have a little flip. Let me just move it up a little flip here. And then I just did a little layering. I have this little die cut tag. That's from my friend Alicia. She sent me a bunches of those, and I love using them when I do collages. And then I just have this little bee stamp that I believe, actually, I think I got off Wish. And then here is another journaling card from Elsie Bell's bookshelf. Yeah, it was from hers. And then here is an old, it's kind of like a receipt. And yeah, it's like a receipt for from random things. It's a horse blanket, brass padlock. I mean, it's really fun to actually look because it's a real piece of, well, it's real. No, that doesn't make sense. Of course it's real. I mean, it was originally a real receipt, a real invoice, but obviously now it's just a ephemera piece that I think this one was from GT Designs. But I printed it out, and I printed it on that paper that I got from my job. Hold on. It's this paper here, and it's 25% cotton fiber. But what I like about it is that since it feels different, it makes this feel a little bit more authentic and vintage. And then I roughly ripped around the edges with a ruler, and then I inked around everything. So that way it kind of gives it a more vintagey look. So that goes, oops, nope, that goes right here. Then, let's see. Oh, actually, this is the only thing that's not vintage in there. Sorry, I had to stop the video just for a moment because everybody in my house decided to start yelling all at one time. I have no idea why. So as I was saying, this is the only page that's not coffee dyed. It's just it's like a beige sort of grayish type writing paper, but I thought it's nice to switch from, you know, a blank sheet to a line sheet, so that way, you know, this is really nice for writing. Maybe you can do doodles or glue pictures on, or ephemera. So I like to kind of switch back and forth. And then here I have another pocket, which I just made with some cardstock. I layered on some vintage music paper. This is actually a little ephemera piece from Tim Holtz. Then I have some cheesecloth behind that. I don't know if you can actually see. Let me just bring it a little closer so you can see. And then I inked around the edges. And then in here, this is another card from Elsie Bell's bookshelf. Actually, just so I don't have to keep repeating it, all these flowery cards that are this size are from her. And this one actually I think might be from, I actually don't know. I want to say GT Designs, but it also could be the old design shop. I'm really bad with that, and I'm really sorry. There's certain ones that I definitely know, and certain ones that I kind of, it's kind of like up in the air. Maybe it's right, maybe it's not. So here's some more scrapbooking paper, which was coffee dyed, but it has the flowers on it. And then there's more here, and then this page flips out, so there's lots of room to journal, doodle, stick on ephemera, whatever you want. I really like these tall, skinny books. They're so different than what I'm normally used to, but I really like it. And here, this is, it's a journaling card, and it was in my stash, so I'm not exactly sure where I printed it from, so I do apologize for that. And then here is another one of the checks. Back is blank for journaling. And here's a tall, skinny piece of paper to write on. So there's lots of tall, skinny stuff in here, just like the check is tall and skinny. More writing paper here, some coffee-dyed steno note paper. Here I have, this is Tim Holtz, yep. And then I have some vintage lace behind there, some vintage music paper. And then inside, well, we know who that's from. And then we have some extra journaling space. And then what I did here also, because you know how you have the sticky part where you lick? I didn't want it ever to get moist or wet and then seal it down. So I just covered this part with the music paper. That way it doesn't stick down. And let's see here. Again, this is from Elsie Bell's bookshelf. This is one of the postcards. And then another nice big journaling card. And then those stick back in there. It's this little pocket. And in this page, I actually sewed all the way around because I didn't stamp or anything. And actually I wanted to, but I ended up not doing it in this journal. But just so it's not so plain, even though it is coffee dyed, I did want to stitch around, if you can see that. Just to give it a something extra. And here's the middle, and I chose this as the middle because it's a nice blank canvas that you can journal on, or you can attach pictures, ephemera in, whatever you want. And then here we have a big tag, and this one says grow on it. And we have this journaling card, and this journaling card is also from TLC Creates Vintage. But I went through my computer and I tried to find any journaling cards or any ephemera that was sort of botanical related, anything with flowers, just so I could kind of keep the theme going. Now here's another envelope. This also is a Tim Holtz ephemera piece. And then inside here, again, we have the postcard from Elsie Bell's bookshelf. And I really like the way this ripped. I ripped around with a ruler, and it looks kind of really old and vintagey. And then, of course, just a extra space for journaling. And that goes back in there. And let's see. Look at all this great space to journal. Here I just did a little tuck with some cardstock. This, I don't remember where I got this either. This was also in my stash. I found this whole little basket of ephemera that I must have printed out, I don't know how long ago, and cut out so I could sit and use it when needed. And then it disappeared and I found it again. So I have all this nice cut ephemera, but unfortunately I actually don't know where I printed it from. And here is another big tag with some eyelash trim on the top. On the bottom it says Thrive. I did sew on some coffee dyed paper, but you can also write on the back as well. And then that just tucks right there. Here's a little tiny pocket. And on the front of this pocket, what I did was I put this little index card here, so that way you can also journal on here. And then two more of Elsie Bell's bookshelf cards. And here we have another pocket, and this is from TLC Creates Vintage. And this here, I tried to make like if it was, see, because it's a coin envelope, almost like it's, you know, being sent off. So I added some stamps up there, and that's about it. I mean, obviously you don't have lace or music paper on an envelope, but that's what I was going for. And then inside I just have an index card that you can journal on. And then you can also stick other stuff in there too, which is really nice. Oh, and then this flips out. And this one is another little flip up here. And another one of the die cuts from Militia. And another one of my stamps that I got, I think, from Wish. Here is another one. I really like these. I'm actually thinking, and actually I am going to do it, because I always talk about in my videos, oh, I think I want to do this, and I think I want to do that. And the minute I turn off the camera, I forget, unless I write it down. But these two pages, this one and the one in the beginning, I really like them. I really like them printed on this paper, the 25% cotton. I really like how when you rip the edges with a ruler and then you ink it the way it looks. I think I'm going to do a bunch of them and just keep them on the side of my desk, and I can put them in for lots of journaling space, and then I can just grab them when needed. But I really like these a lot. So, yep, that's what I'm going to do the minute I finish making this video. Now, I hope I remember by the time the video is finished. Oh, gosh. Oh, and today's my birthday. So, maybe it's because I'm a year older. I'm getting a little bit more forgetful. Either that or I'm just getting more wise. I don't know. I'm like wine. I'm aging very well. So here's another pocket. This has cheerful on it, and tall skinny tag. Not a tag, but a journaling spot. And then this is a tall skinny tag. I have a flower on the top. Just has a guest check and some music on the background. But what makes this different is that this one opens and you can journal all on the inside. So it's like a little booklet, but it's not. I mean, because it doesn't have pages, but it's like secret tag journaling spot. So that is there. Oh, and that's the back. So, and then look, I even found some, what is this called? Oh my gosh. Really, I swear I'm not losing my memory. I'm not getting that old. I'm just, I don't know. My mind is crowded with too many ideas. Embroidery floss, that's what this is. But I found one in my stash that I feel like it matches this really well. So there is the blue. And this is my tall skinny. I hope you liked the walkthrough. It is available in my Etsy. The information will be on the bottom below. And yes, before I forget, I am going right to my computer so I can print off some more of those letters, cut them, and then age them a little bit. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.